This is a full server. It is running 5 machines at once. It's on 24/7 and it cost me less than a night out. And it's running on this. Not a rack, not a data center, this little box. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you how to build the exact same thing from scratch, even if you have never installed a server operating system in your life. No prior experience, no expensive hardware, no copying commands you don't understand. And stick around to the end, because we're not stopping at an empty server. The last thing we do is spin up something you will actually use the same day. That part is where it gets fun. I'm Mark, and let's build it. Right, the hardware. Here's the thing nobody tells beginners. You are massively overthinking the hardware. You will need 3 things. A 64-bit machine with at least 4 gigs of RAM, ideally 8, a USB stick, 8 gigs or bigger, and a second computer to set it up from. That's it. That dusty old laptop in your closet, that will work. An old office or gaming PC also works. You do not need to buy anything fancy to start. And I would argue you shouldn't, because the whole point of a home lab is that it's cheap to break things and learn. One concept before we install, and I'll be fast, Proxmox is a hypervisor. That is just a fancy word for one physical machine that pretends to be many separate computers called virtual machines. One box and a lot of independent servers. That's the magic, and that's why one cheap machine can do the work of 5. Okay, let's get it installed. Step 1. Grab the installer. Proxmox VE, the free version, straight from the official website. I will leave the link below so you don't end up with something sketchy. Step 2. We write that file to the USB stick. I'm using Balena Etcher. It's free and it works on Windows, Mac and Linux. Pick the file, pick your USB stick and, quick warning, this will wipe the stick completely. So don't use the one with your holiday photos on it. See? We are 2 steps in and nothing has exploded. Let's keep going. Plug the stick into your server box, power it on and tell it to boot from the USB. Every machine is slightly different here. So if it boots straight into nothing, that boot key is what you are looking for. Now we just answer a few questions. Agree to the license, pick the drive to install to, and yes, this will erase that drive, so pick the right one. Set your country and time zone. Set a strong password and an email. This screen matters, so don't autopilot it. This is a network screen. Write down that IP address it shows you, because that's the address you'll use to reach your server from now on. Take a picture if you have to. Install, reboot, pull the USB out, and when it lands on this black login screen full of text, don't panic. You are never going to touch this screen again, because everything from here happens in your web browser, which is the part that makes Proxmox feel like magic. On your normal computer, open a browser and type that IP address, with HTTPS in front and 8006 on the end. Log in as root with the password you just set. You will get a scary certificate warning, but it's fine. It's your own machine talking to you. Just click through it. And there it is. This is your server's control panel. I know it looks like a cockpit, so let me give you the only 3 things you care about today. 1. Your server. Here on the left. And 2. This is where your virtual machines will live. 3. This big button up here. Create VM. That's the one we want. And that's the whole tour. Ignore the other 90% for now. Let's make a machine. But one thing first. And this is the exact step most beginner tutorials skip. Right now, your server is completely empty. There's no operating system to put inside the VM yet. So before we can build anything, we have to hand Proxmox an install image. If you jump straight to create VM, that image dropdown is empty and you're stuck. So we do this first. Here's the good news. You do not even need to download it to your own PC first. In Proxmox, click your storage called local, open the ISO image tab and you will see a button download from URL. Go grab the download link for Ubuntu server, paste it in here, hit query, so Proxmox checks the file, then hit download. Proxmox pulls it straight onto the server itself. Nothing touches your computer. Give it a moment depending on your connection. Now we have actually something to install. We will build the machine. We'll install a small Linux server. I'll use Ubuntu server because it's free, light and also forgiving. Give it a name. On the OS tab, open the ISO dropdown and pick the image we just downloaded. And this time it's actually sitting right here. Give it a couple of CPU cores, 2 gigs of RAM. You can change this at any time. A 2 gig disk is plenty. Click through and hit finish. Now select your machine, hit start and open the console and watch this. This is a brand new, completely separate computer, booting up inside your server. You can make 10 of these, 100 if your hardware can take it. Each one totally isolated from the others. This right here is the thing. One box, many machines. That's a home lab. Now I promise you wouldn't stop at an empty machine. So let's make this server actually do a job. Few clicks, give it a minute, and there. That's real service, running on a server you built from a box that did nothing 30 minutes ago. And it's working for every device on your network, not just this one. That feeling the first time something you built just works, that's why people fall down the home lab rabbit hole. Welcome in. So in about half an hour, you flash an installer, you install Proxmox, you build your first virtual machine, and you even put it to work. 4 steps. That's a home server. And here's what just changed for you. This box is now the foundation for basically anything. Self-hosted apps, a backup target, a place to break things and learn without risking your main PC. Everything I cover on this channel sits on top of what you just built. If you want a structured next step, this video is part 1 of the virtualization path over on Melman's Labs. It's free, it's in order, and it picks up exactly where we just left off. I will leave the link in the description. And once your server is running, the obvious next question is, how do I reach my stuff when I'm not home? And even safely? That's a whole video on its own, and it's coming. I'm Mark, go break something, and I will see you in the next one.